This is Jet with Pop Austin Media, and I got artist Misdemeanor in the building. How's life?
Life
Did
is
I say it right?
good. Life is good, Misdemeanor. Yes,
Got that
sir.
out. Make sure you're good. Keep talking.
Yep, life is good.
All right, cool. So where you originally from?
I am from Austin, from East Austin, so born and raised. I tried to, move out of town a little bit, but came right back. So I think the longest I ever left Austin was maybe a year, but I'm from here.
Big old facts. I
Big
like
old
that. I didn't even
facts.
realize that until now.
Big old facts. That's the name of my new single.
Okay, let's get it. Promo game. But hold on, let's go. So
So
how was childhood in Austin?
childhood was good. Seeing it change a lot. So
I
being
bet.
born in '80, it's like all of our old landmarks on the east side pretty much they're
Oh,
gone, or so it's just like memory, or if someone took pictures before, but it's like all of our old stores. It's weird, it's different. It almost feels like a different city.
I
So.
heard SoCo looked totally different like
Mm,
15 years ago. It was
mm,
like dirt roads, or maybe even a little longer than that, but it was like dirt roads. Like
yeah.
you wouldn't even imagine what it would look like.
Yeah, it was. My grandma, they used to talk to me about riding horses, so I was like, okay, dirt
Mm.
road, and they started building everything up. So it looks very different. I can probably stay gone for maybe a couple of weeks, come back as something new built, and I'm like, what is that? Where did it come from? And then you remember
Mm.
what was there. So
That's crazy. So, where'd you graduate from?
McCallum, I
So,
went to McCallum High School,
okay.
so I get to see some of our alumni on TV that actors and
Mm-hmm.
actresses. So yeah,
That is awesome.
yeah.
So, it looked like. So what got you into music?
I actually started doing music when I was 11, more just like kiddie rap. And I really didn't like it at first, so I also like draw, do portraits and things like that. So I'm an artist, and I came back around and when I was 14, and I started doing music with Nook, who has Jump On It,
Oh yeah,
and
Nook does his thing. Shouts out to
yeah,
Nook, man. Like what you're
shouts
doing in the
out,
city, man.
yeah. I actually came up with the name Misdemeanor when me and Nook, we were at the store on Manor Road, and I just seen a sign, and I'm looking around. He's like, "Man, you have to come up with a good rap name." So I just saw a little sign that's telling you like no loitering or whatever, and it's gonna be a misdemeanor. And I was like,
And
oh,
that's where you got misdemeanor from, because
off
that
a
was one of my
red and
questions.
white sign outside of the
I
store
love these stories to
on
hear where
Manor
they get
Road,
that.
and
That is funny.
so he came out the store, and I was like, misdemeanor, and he was like, what is that? What do you mean? I was like, the name, and he was like, man, that's. I think we said tight back then, the word tight. So he was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's tight.
Now it's
So
lit.
yeah, yeah, now it's lit. So he's like, that's tight, and I was like, I got off this sign right there, and so he's like, okay. So we started playing with the word or whatever. So I was like, well, to make it feminine, I'll just do MS period. So
Mm.
even though you may say like Mrs. Demeanor, but it's misdemeanor to me. So that's how I came up with
I
the
love
name.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
So so yeah. So who's your inspiration? You like Missy? I have to ask. Missy
Yeah,
Misdemeanor Elliott. Even though that's not her full name, it's Missy Elliott, but
yeah,
Mr. Misdemeanor
yeah,
Elliott. Do you got some inspirations from Missy? Because Missy, I like that first
yeah,
album was
yeah.
great.
I actually like Missy. We had a thing going on where our management before back then had contacted like her people because I had the name first. So with me being young, I didn't know how to do like the paperwork and copyright stuff. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, that's my name. I'm getting in there rapping, and that's what I'm gonna say my name is. So, um, ended up having to contact her people. They said to see if there was gonna be any issue with using it. And they were like, no, because I have the MS period. And she doesn't use it as much. But I was kind of crushed. I was in high school. I remember hearing it. They was like, "We heard you on the radio, Misdemeanor," and I was like, "That was not me. Like, what's going on?" So, you
Damn.
know, I think she came out with "I Can't Stand the Rain,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, "Oh my god! Like this chick has my name," and
But I mean, you already have it, so like sometimes it's weird how that goes. Like you have
yeah,
an idea, then somebody
mhm,
else in the world.
yeah,
There's so many people,
yeah,
so somebody else is gonna have that same idea.
yeah.
It's just if they're able to get it out to the
Yeah,
masses.
yeah. Especially now when I think of something, I mean, I don't even tell anybody. I'm just like, let me make sure,
I feel you.
I mail this information back to myself. I
But
still
then
do the,
still, there's the possibility somebody's like, "Bing," and you're like, "I had that
yeah,
idea. That is
yeah, yeah.
crazy."
I still do the poor man's way for a majority of it. So if I write something, I'm just gonna mail it back to myself,
Uh
and
huh.
that's that. So
I feel you on that. So, I see you when you reached out to our social media girl. I took a lot of the stuff that you gave. You just now started to promote yourself
yes.
again. So I mean, can you speak on that and like why is now the time? Not saying it's the wrong time. I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Well, right now, as far as me, it's more like I'm
Can you
been
speak
in
on
the
it? I
game
guess.
like for so long and not really progressing or going as far as I should have, and it's because like I stopped. Like I've taken years off of rapping, so even though I started when I was like 14, I may have taken like 5 years off, 7 years, 10 years, and
And that's eternity in music,
yeah.
especially as the years progress.
Yeah, so one of the big things that pushed me right now at this time, like I lost all of my parents that raised me.
I'm sorry to hear
Other than my
that,
mom, she's still living, thank
but
God.
that's good.
In an 18-month period. So I really took it to heart, thinking that if I would have pushed myself harder and been able to show them my fame before they passed away, maybe change their living situations also. So without me being able to do that for them, right now I'm just like do it for the ones that I still have living and just like put my all into it. Plus also dealing with grief, it's an outlet also. So
Yeah, I mean, you can
yeah,
still do it for them that's
yeah,
not here. You putting
yeah,
on for them,
yeah,
and they watching from above. So it's
yeah,
like keep it
yeah,
rocking. So
yeah.
I understand though, it gets tough.
Mhm.
No judgment here at all. So okay, you just did a show with Zero.
No, we actually did a
Well,
mixer.
Mixer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was a mixer that went on in Houston. So, again, what I've been doing now is just
Talk about
I
that.
started in Austin and I went back to Houston and started doing more mixers and more industry nights. And that's how I actually ended up meeting K Rhymes here. And we do
Shouts out
like
to him.
shouts out to K Rhymes.
Oh,
Um, we just finished working on
my
a
bad,
song
D.
also. So,
My bad, D. My man doing it live here. He working, man. He working.
yeah.
But yeah, that's my man. Shouts to him. Anyway, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so we have a song that we're getting ready to put out that's on his project. But I just went back to Houston and started showing up, going to different things, doing radio interview, and a lot of feedback I was getting. Like people were like, "Oh my God, we know who you are. Like, where have you been?" Like that's the one thing they were like, "Where have I been at?" Like,
That's a great feeling
yeah,
though, because they want to know.
yeah,
If they
like,
don't want to know, then you're like, God dang it. But if they're asking, you
mhm.
like, yeah. So I see you.
They're
Okay,
like,
let's
"Oh my
go.
God, you're a legend, and where have you been?" And so I'm really just now putting my face to the name also.
I saw
So
that.
yeah, I just didn't do like the social media, and then when I was always like with ZRO and the other artists, like I just get on stage and I never tried to promote
You're in
myself.
the moment.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just
more
in
of
the
in the
moment.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so now it's just like putting my face out there, and they're like, once I start rapping, and they like, dang, that's the girl. Like, where did you come from? But it's like I came from under a
It's like a
rock. Yeah,
reintroduction though.
yeah, yeah, resurrection. So that's
Not
what
even
I'm.
resurrection, just a reintroduction. Like, oh,
Yeah,
hold up, wait, I remember. Oh, now, and then
yeah,
they just
yeah,
put it
yeah,
back, and it's just
yeah.
like a connection. That's cool.
Yeah. So one thing I do now is I kind of shift my style because the artists are so different now. So if I'm rapping with one of the more like veteran artists, go back to the old Texas style.
Hmm.
One of the newer like artists, and I'm more
You're just
in their
riding the
song.
beat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
feel
So
you. It's a yeah. That's
yeah,
good though.
yeah,
You have both pockets, so
yeah,
that matters though.
yeah,
Cause I like to hear some good old school too, and
yeah,
then some new school, especially if
yeah.
somebody can do both. Talk about Busy Bone.
So I ended up meeting Bone Thugs. They had a show down here back in 2006. Um, they were doing a show at UT, and they were looking for something to do like that night. And I was working at the hotel they were staying at actually because
Oh
I still
yeah.
work regular jobs. I'm not rich, so I was working at Embassy, and they came down lazy and busy and was like, "Hey, is there anything to do down here?" And I said, "Hey, I got a show with this guy named Zero, and y'all come with me to my show." So he was like, "Yeah, we'll get a limo, we'll take you." And I was like, "Shut up!" But they took me to my show, and they ended up getting on stage being my hype man that night. So it was like a
Really?
shocker to me.
That is
It was like
dope.
a
Shouts
shocker.
out to them,
Yeah,
man. I like Bone
yeah.
Thugs, man. There's some good
And
dudes. It seems like.
Busy, he cut his hair off, so he was bald headed at the time. So when
Oh,
we
I
were even
remember that.
yeah, we were mingling, and a lot of people they was like, "Man, that dude kind of like Busy Bone, but no, he's bald headed." So they were just like, "Nah, like
That's
and,
he's looking like Busy right there. And he
yeah,
starts spitting, and he's like, "Oh
yeah,
no, that's Busy."
yeah,
Yep, that's all I need to do is take like 3 or 4 bars, and it's like, yeah,
yeah.
that's Busy.
And they were really nice, lazy. He was going around mingling. Busy was more just like quiet. But anyways, to make a long story short, he doesn't fly, so he ended up staying down in Austin for a week with me and my ex husband, and so I
Mm.
really got to know him. His personality and just talking to me, he was always telling me like, you're a lyricist, like you don't just rap, you actually put thought into it. So You're just talking to me about music and even like personal losses that he went through. So, kind of learned a lot, in that week. I hated to see him go, and I
Man.
actually haven't got to speak with him anymore. Like to this day, I saw his little mishap he had on the stage with
Oh,
3 6
yeah,
Mafia.
he was wilding out. That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
What would you think when you saw like, man?
Yeah.
I think he was just lit.
I think
And a lot of the times they're just talking mess, but at the end of
yeah.
it, they were cool.
Yeah.
You want to see that. Yeah, unfortunately, people are going to tune in to see the messiness
Yep.
and the little bit of a train wreck of people doing that. But yeah, he was funny. He was
People
wild.
were messaging me. They were like, "What you think about what your boy did?" And I was like, "I think more you gotta." People on the outside, they're not looking at. It was other things. Like some of the things that they were saying to him were like taunting. And if you've gone through
Oh, they were
something,
they were doing.
they
Yeah.
were reaching. And it's like I
It was
said,
it was good toxic
Yeah,
though, because you can
yeah.
tell they were both just drifting, and then at the
Yeah.
end, like I said, they were hugging each other. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we all good. I started feeling better. I was like, that's fun. I like
Yeah.
that. You got to have a little bit of competition. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. So Meg the Stallion, she cited you as kind of like her inspirations coming up through Houston.
No, not at all.
That's not at all.
No, a
Looks
lot
like
of the Texas artists. What I was saying is the Texas artists that are big now.
mm-hmm.
They all came up like listening to the old Texas rap. So
No,
you
yeah,
can't. I'll always like stumble across them, and they're like they listen to me. You had to back then. It was like SUC
no, yeah,
and
yeah.
like all of the old rappers. So. I mean, they heard of me. It's no way around it, They
Because
had
and you
to
said
if
you
they
had your
listened to
imprint in
it.
Houston,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
know
It was between Austin and Houston, so yeah.
and she was coming up,
Mhm.
rapping, and
Yeah.
she had to be listening and
Yeah.
watching. So
Mhm.
yeah, I feel you on that. What do you think about the Austin scene?
Right now, there's a lot of talent. I'm actually really proud of everybody. It seems like everybody's more motivated. Everybody's really creating their brands now. Like we used to just do like the house parties or like Nook created Jump on It, so that gave us a platform to perform at. But now a lot of the rappers they're presenting themselves. They literally are trying to like get their voices heard versus just letting their homeboys listen to it. They're trying to get themselves out there. So I like what everybody's doing right now. Where they can, I mean, I wish we were more united, but everybody's doing their thing.
That
yeah.
needs to happen more. People need to work together more. What's your favorite and your least favorite thing?
About the Austin music scene.
Well, just the Austin scene, but yeah, you can if you want to say music scene because
I
that's
just
where
think,
you're at. But
yeah.
I guess just the Austin scene in general is like it could be the entertainment scene.
Really, I just wish everybody was more supportive. It's more like almost like crabs in a bucket. Like everybody's just reaching and stepping and you know not united. So that's the thing that I really don't like about
More
it
like an
because
Atlanta vibe.
we could have like a strong force, like a strong movement here if everybody just came together. Like man, it would be unmatched really because like you have like Houston, they all came together and that's
Mm-hmm.
even though they were from different sides, they
But
still
they all
like
connected.
united. Here I wish it was like that because it is a lot of like great talent, a lot of good people, and if you could see them all together like one stage or one strong movement, then man. So that's the only thing I don't like about my city. Other than that, it's like the live music capital, and it's a lot of talent here. So
I think it needs to have more because a lot of the times, unfortunately, when you think of live music capital, you think of like guitar.
yeah.
To where they need to understand that
Yeah.
it's more than just that. It's everything. It's a melting pot now.
Yeah.
It's not just one genre that you know what I mean.
Yeah. My brother actually had a singing band, and I got to perform with them quite a lot. We used to practice at Music Lab, and this is only a few years ago. So that,
R.I.P.
yeah,
Did you hear about our Music Lab?
I know.
Elon just knocked that bad boy down. So
Knocked it
R.I.P.
down. I didn't know if
That's sad.
done it
Everybody
yet.
said.
I knew when they sold it, and
Oh, it's done.
yeah,
It's gone ski.
we had just went and recorded at the one that was over by South First, St. Elmo,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about it then, and COVID was going on, so I was just
It
like,
came in like a wrecking ball.
I can't believe it. Like, man, like even getting ready for South by Southwest, that's always the place.
Oh,
where
that
all
is.
of the
Everybody's doing the rehearsals. Everybody's doing different things. So you know what I'm saying? Oh, fuck it.
I'm hoping that they build something else like it. They have to, man, because that was just the spot, the spot for everyone. So
So, you got any upcoming like You got any projects you're working on? Since now you're putting a face to the name and people can know who Miss Demeanor is, and
I do. I have
you're
a
out in the
lot.
forefront now, so
Yeah.
they can see your face now.
Yeah, this whole thing. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I actually have a project that I'm coming out with called the 2-1 Apollonia. And I have my new song from on there. It's called Big Old Facts. So that's the one I've been promoting the
Yeah,
most
talk
right
about that
now.
big old fact.
Big Old Facts. Basically, it's just like a stun type of song for like a female, just talking about how she's stepping on like these average females, like,
Mm-hmm.
doing her thing. I wanted to make kind of like a female anthem, something that other females could sing at the same time, and maybe like a confident type of song. That's the type of feel that it has to it. But I also do my little TikTok videos to it, like the old people dancing to it. I have
That's
the
funny.
African people. I did
Yeah, you
one,
got to hit that
yeah,
market. I feel
yeah.
you.
So I make funny videos to get it out there, but it's really doing good. Getting a lot of like recognition from other like artists and people asking me to do either collaborations or want to be on
Awesome.
my project or
And
do
then you're working with
shows. And
ZRO and all them
yeah,
other people, so that
I
also
actually I
helps.
always use that as a way to
You
get
got
in there.
to.
You have to.
Because if you're doing it, you're just wasting your
Yeah,
time. You're like, why did
yeah,
I even do that for? Dang, I missed my opportunity.
yeah.
Cool. Where can we find you at on like social medias and all that?
Social media, you can find me on Facebook. I'm actually going to be changing my personal Facebook over to a music page. So I don't know how many of the like people I'll lose off there, my contacts, but that one's Misdemeanor Simpkins. So it's MSDEMEANOR, and then my government last name Simpkins SIMPKINS, and then on IG you can find me at misdemeanor underscore 21. So
I think when you turn your personal page over to a music page, it like converts all of your friends and just makes them like followers of the page. So that's
Okay.
really cool.
It's probably
Okay.
just yeah.
Yeah, I hear a lot of different stories. Some people, I lost my people, or I had to start over.
They
or,
they got struck.
Yeah,
and
they
just-
probably started over, but as long as
Yeah.
you just turn it into a music page, and it takes everybody with you.
okay, okay,
Yeah, so
cool. That's
everybody
good to
stay.
know.
Yeah,
That's
good
why I've
to
been
know.
like iffy about doing it, but I wanted more like followers over there, and I just started with the IG. Everybody's like, "Where have you been?"
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, so
You'll get used to it like real quick. At first you're like, this is a lot going on, but then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, now I
yeah,
get it. It's
I'm
just
still
it's all about
learning.
pictures. Twitter's words, Instagram's pictures, Facebook's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta think about.
So
And then
yeah.
of course they got the other, TikTok videos and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I definitely want my music to be heard like worldwide. Definitely, you have your places that have heard it before, but I want to dominate. I want the superstardom that comes with it, the recognition, because stage wise, I mean, I can't just keep doing this. I can't. It's different for singers, but for rappers, you don't want to be an old lady or old man might get away with it, but not an old lady.
I'll say you got Jay-Z and you got these other
yeah, of
cats. I
course,
mean,
yeah.
they used to say it's a young man's game.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
with this day and age, I mean, you never know. There's been so many different stories of, I mean, was that British lady overseas? I can't think of her name, but she randomly went viral and took off. Went like number one,
She had a
and
weird
made-
singing
yeah.
voice. Oh
Yeah.
man, she was like
real-
45, 50.
Yeah, like really
She's
old.
singing though.
Was it like it's like with a B like?
It's something with a B.
Yeah, but I mean, her singing wasn't good. Like,
Yeah.
It was just
she
random.
wasn't- yeah,
though.
it just-
Look at Gangnam Style. How old was he?
He was like 45.
Remember
when he
Gangnam
came
Style?
crazy.
Yeah.
That fool, he was number one for a
So
while.
many different, so you never
Everybody
know
has
with
so
just
many,
with
Not saying that's you, but I'm saying that just
Yeah.
shows you can be
you
up
got
there. And,
plenty of time.
yeah.
One good thing about it is having like a distinctive voice. So people always tell me, man, your voice is like unmatched. Like we know your voice when we hear it. Like how
Jay-Z's
Pimp C,
distinctive voice.
Pimp C,
Miss
that
Pimp
man,
C, God dog.
Pimp C, they all like Bun B, Too Short. Matter of fact, like Too Short.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know who 52 Savage is? Have you heard of him?
No.
Wow,
You know
man,
52? Check out 52 Savage.
Yeah, he missed his his mark. He missed his moment, but he was 52 and went viral and went everywhere. But he just didn't take advantage really of his opportunity.
Yeah,
he could have went
viral like a
big
bug.
at 52. I was a fan.
And then he stopped. He missed his mark. I'm like, God dang, 52.
Yeah, he fumbled the bag,
Fumbled
man.
it badly.
But I mean, you never know what just this state of how the social media game work. You can attract fans.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So.
Well, this is the hungriest I've been like my whole career. Like this last few months, I've been going hard, like 3 to 4 months, and like life is so short now. We losing people like left and right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like I'm really just trying to leave my mark, leave some music, for people. So that's it. And self-therapy, getting a lot of my inner whatever out, and it's turning out good. So that's what's up.
I love it. I'm glad. Hey, we're gonna be on the lookout. I'm glad you came through.
Thank you for
real quick, do you have
having
anything
me.
for South by?
I do. I'm actually gonna get on the show with the Big Cuz. He's Mo3's one of his producers.
R.I.P.
So yeah, he's having he had a Big Cuz mixer. That's where I was at last week, and he decided to do it for South by Southwest, which is gonna be really, really good. So
Dope.
I'm sure Mr. K. Roms will be on there too. So
Awesome.
a lot of artists, not just Charleston. So hopefully we all turn up, especially since COVID's been going on. We get to be back on stage.
Oh yeah, we
together.
free. Yeah, we free now. A little bit more free as
Yeah.
we can be. Hey, like I said, I'm glad for you coming through. Keep it pushing. I'm glad you finally putting a face to the name. You about to be,
Yes, sir.
keep going up. Hey, this is Jet. I'm with Pop Awesome Media, and I'm signing out. Miss Demeanor. Big old facts.
Big old
Let's
facts.
get it.
Pop off.